Well, hey, it's Jamie. That's me here. Welcome back to my channel, honey. Let's go ahead and talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Let's get into it. All right. Now, last week's episode, y'all know Miss Jen Shah ended up getting arrested, honey. We didn't get a chance to see it, but we know that's what went down. The feds came out to the bus looking for her. They went out to her house, honey. So they've been on her head, top girl. Now, the ladies ended up making it back to the house that Meredith got them. So they're all at the house and stuff. They're sitting around the table talking about the things that they may be aware or privy of when it comes to Miss Jen Shah, or, just, whatever. They just want to talk about Miss Jen Shah, pretty much the situation itself, what they may know, right? When it came down to Lisa don't really want to share nothing. And then when she does share stuff, she says, I feel so deceived, is what she said. And I'm just like, well, Lisa, everybody feels deceived, girl. Everybody done said that they feel deceived. Just tell us what it is that you know. Okay? So what's that? She says that she doesn't know who she is, if she isn't sure that Jen is who they think that she is, right? So at this moment, this is when Miss Lisa is starting to flip on her good girl, Miss Jen. The Jen that she was advocating so hard for, especially when it came down to her and Meredith, right? Now, Lisa says that she thinks Jen was linking up with someone other than her family. And I was like, girl, what tea you know? What tea you know? She was linking up with who? See, that's what killed me about Lisa, because Lisa dropped little nuggets, but she don't want to pull everything out the bag. And I don't like that. Like, girl, just don't give me these 3 motherfucking nuggets. I'm hungry. I'm going to need about 10, 12 of them nuggets. Girl, do not give me 3. Drop the whole bag. And there's a lot of us out here. A lot of us at this table trying to eat. You need to drop the whole bag of nuggets, girl, because we all hungry. So what is it that you got? We all been sharing our stuff with you. It's time for you to share with us, right? So there's that. Jenny says that she doesn't want to say the things out that's out of line, but they all are involved and they all need to know. Lisa says that she thinks that she's living a double life. And it's like, Lisa, for you to feel so strongly about things, that means that you may know some SHI and a piece of a tea. So share it. Let people know. So then Lisa mentions how she brought up someone at her photo shoot and they hugged it out. But then Jen later on, shortly after that, started cussing her out. And I'm like, well, who is this person? See, it'd be weird. And y'all have to tell me, for those of you that watch Salt Lake City, I don't like when they be bleeping out names, to be honest, because the people aren't a part of the show. So it's like, who y'all talking about? When y'all be, I brought up such and such. I brought up bleep, 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 bleep. And it's like, girl, well, who the fuck is she talking about? Who did you bring up? Because we want to be able to piece the puzzle together too. See, y'all be bringing up a lot of people that's not on the show. Just like with the assistant that came in there and stole something. At least we knew he was the assistant, I guess, that stole something out of Meredith's store. But when Meredith said a name, they bleeped it out. So I'm just like, what the, who is y'all talking about? Okay, if they're not on this show, y'all need to make up a name or at least give us their position. Okay, there's that. So the ladies were getting suspicious messages. Okay, this is what was interesting. Now, after Lisa talked about her having a conversation with Jen at her photo shoot and about somebody, and I guess it upset Jen. So Jen said that they were fine, they hugged it out. But when Jen got in her car, because Jen fake as hell, because Jen don't want to do nothing on camera, because she's already been called out for her mother actions, because Jen is a fraud. I'm sorry, Jen is a fraud. I want to believe the best in her, but the way Jen has shown herself last season and how she's coming off this season, just take away the whole her being arrested and stuff. Jen is a fraud. You want to sit up there and hug her on camera, act like everything is good, but as soon as y'all get away from the cameras, you want to sit up there and text that lady and start cussing her the fuck out. Okay, so then Meredith says that, girl, it's a short answer. She ended up telling Jenny. I don't know what the question was that Jenny asked, because, this is what happened. So all of the ladies started talking about when they ended up getting like messages from somebody, but they didn't know who it was coming from. But the way the person was wording things, like for Lisa, it was the way the person spelled the word because. She said nobody spells the word because like that but Jen Shah. So she knew the messages were likely coming from Jen, right? Excuse me. So after that, with her knowing the messages may have come from Jen, all of the ladies started talking about how they start receiving these anonymous messages or whatever. And Jenny was confused about it. Well, Meredith bust out and told her, girl, because I guess she wanted to know like how y'all know that it was know that it was Jen. Meredith said, "Girl, I hired a private investigator." That's the short answer, honey. I hired a private investigator because my son was getting threatening messages. Period. So I needed to find out what the hell was going on and who was doing it. And the private investigator came back and told me that most likely it's Jen Shah. And I hollered. And it makes a lot of sense because why would her son, more than likely, she's talking about Brooks, why is he receiving threatening messages? That's because Brooks called her out for her antics and her slurs and things that she said all on social media in regards to him. So it only made sense. I'm like, girl, I believe it. I don't care nothing about what y'all talking about. I believe it. I'm sorry. I believe it was hard. But we're gonna move on. Right. So then what else? Meredith asked who wants to be friends with Jen going forward. So Jenny says that she's cool with her and doesn't agree to just leave her hanging because of these allegations. Jenny is thinking that she may need to watch her own back because she's seeing how people over here flipping and they flopping. They flipping and they flopping. Heather is down for Jen, period. Okay, as always, I feel. She says she calls a thing and says that she believes that people are using this situation as an excuse to scatter. Now, I agree with her on that. I definitely agree with Heather on that. Heather says that y'all out here using Jen's situation as a reason to scatter. And I feel her on that because I feel like then now you can look and see who really your friend. Because Lisa, I feel like Lisa was never really your friend for real then. If that's the case, you know how Mary been felt about you. And Whitney, I don't know. I don't know if Whitney was team Jen or not, but it's clear that she on the outside. But I do feel like Whitney can take or leave Jen either way it go. But Miss Lisa, girl, you definitely surprised me. You did, especially since y'all got closer since season 1 was over. Yikes, okay? There's that. So that's why Lisa and Jen are at it now. Girl, I'm looking forward to seeing what this reunion is going to be like because I know Jen and Lisa exchanged some words online. On Twitter, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this gonna play out, right? So then Meredith asked if she would visit her in prison. Meredith, shut the hell up. She asked Heather, girl, so you still cool with her? So what you saying is you gonna go to prison and you gonna visit her? Is that what you saying? And Heather was like, yes, she's a nice person. She's my friend, even though she put me out at one point and talked down on me and got very rude with me. I'm not just gonna throw her to the wolves because of this situation and these allegations. I'll go to prison. I'll go and see her. Girl, how many times you going? How many times is you going to go? So you're going to fly from Utah to New York or wherever they station her to go see her? Oh, okay then. So let's keep moving. Right? So then Lisa asked Heather, at what point is it me continuing to be a good friend or me just being dumb as hell? I was like, girl. That's a good question. I don't know. Heather is like, but we was just friends with her and her toxic ways up until this situation. So in response to Meredith, it's like, girl, but we've been friends with her this whole time. You know, she's been toxic this whole time, but we still been friends with her. So, I mean, what's the difference now? Just because she got this case that we don't even know if it's like, you know, she's really going to be proven guilty or not. Meredith says, girl, let's talk about all of these people that she hurt. Okay. She's like, girl, I don't want to hear about none of that bullshit y'all talking about. Girl, we need to talk about all these folks she done hurt. Hollering. Meredith was definitely on one. I love me some Meredith and I love me some Whitney. So I'm definitely here for seeing Meredith like step outside of herself than last year. You know what I'm saying? And being more vocal and not giving a motherfucker. I love it. So Meredith says, girl, let's talk about all the people that she hurt. Meredith also says that she is not Jen's friend, even if they were on a better track. She said, that doesn't mean I want to be around her because she didn't already show her hand. So why would I want to do that? I was like, ooh. Come on, girl. So then Mary says that she has never seen good or potential in Jen. I said, Mary, we know, girl. We know you haven't, Mary. And let Mary tell it to be honest. Mary doesn't see good or potential in nobody but her child. I'm sorry, I don't care what nobody say. Miss Mary be funny in her confessionals, but Miss Mary be getting a little awkward at times. But one thing about Mary, I think Mary operates in a space of perfection, like where things has to be perfect at times. And yeah, I mean, maybe she's just a spoiled person, but more importantly, she operates out of, in the space of perfection. So that's how things have to be. And I feel like she don't see good potential in nobody. And if that was anybody sitting at the table, I feel like she would have flipped on their ass. Maybe not Meredith, maybe, but nah, she would have flipped on any of them. So Heather still wants them to support Jen either way. And Whitney says Jen owes them. She said, we gonna support her. She owe me 100% of the truth, bitch. And I'm just gonna put it to you like that. And I said, come on, Whitney, I'm with you, girl. So they call Jen. I said, why y'all calling this lady, knowing this lady not finna mother answer the phone, knowing that she just got arrested not too long ago, probably just got bailed out. And what's more important than any of y'all sitting at this table is her husband and her children. And the family members that rely on her. So she's not going to be talking to y'all. And I'm glad her phone was off so y'all could not talk to this lady. Okay, so then Meredith says that she is done with Jen and asks that she don't want her in her presence. She says, I'm going to tell y'all like this, baby. If you're going to have Jen around y'all, then do not invite me. Did I make myself clear? So there's that on that. Meredith don't want to be nowhere around Miss Jen. So, child, there's that. Now, the next morning, Lisa and Meredith, right? So they over there talking. Meredith can't let go of the conversation that she had with Cameron because y'all know Cameron talked down on Miss Mary and that she's not a good person. So then Whitney also has some negative things to say, which has been having Meredith like really thinking about what they said. Because I feel like did Meredith talk about joining her church or something like that? I can't remember. I think she at least been to the church. If not, I know Whitney has. But anyway, Lisa says that she knows a few things about Mary from Cameron. This is the little shit that we be talking about. Y'all see that nugget? Yeah, I know a few things about Mary from Cameron, but won't tell her what it is. So Meredith is wondering why she never told her before. Lisa says, because I never wanted to affect the friendship that you two have. Girl, stop lying. I guess. And then Meredith wants to talk with Mary, but then Lisa tells her, well, you know, the way Cameron and I talk is things is held in confidence. And I would want that to be the same case with us. So basically, she don't want her to go to Mary to tell her anything about what Cameron said. I guess, honey, let's keep going. I guess. But I feel like that's also being a friend. Like, you're being a friend by withholding what somebody said to you, Lisa. But if somebody told it to Meredith and Meredith is friends with that person, like there should be nothing wrong with her sharing with her what was said. I guess Lisa doesn't want it to be said because she's afraid of how she's going to be looked at, knowing that she's been around this person that's been speaking so negatively about Mary. I don't know. But on the bus, we saw Heather, Whitney, and Jeannie, right? So they speak on Lisa and how they felt that, and primarily this is Heather and Whitney saying how they felt that it was the Lisa Barlow show. Heather says that Lisa is messy but doesn't want to get dirty in so many words. And I definitely agree with that because that's the same energy that I got from her when they all were sitting on the bus on their way to the house. And she got on the phone with her different people that she talked to. She said, I think Meredith knows something because, you know, da-da-da-da. She gets off the phone. But then she calls Meredith, put her on speakerphone. Meredith didn't really say too much of that. She just seemed unbothered. And when Meredith hung up the phone, she was like, she knows more than we do. Or what she seems like she knows more than we do. So I felt like that was her putting a bug out in their ear to let them know, like, hey, you know, I kind of know some stuff, but she knows, you know what I'm saying? Like it was real awkward to me to where I definitely felt how Heather was feeling like she messy, but she don't want to get dirty by trying to drop that little bug about Meredith knowing more than the other ladies. So once they get to the house, they can start questioning Meredith. So Meredith can tell them and Lisa won't have to be the one to tell them, even though she dropped that little nugget at that time. So I was like, yeah, I see through you, Miss Lisa. So Jenny, and I guess at this point, the ladies forgot like, oh, snap. You friends with her. You've been friends with her this whole time. How can we forget? Jenny lets them know that she supports Lisa and says that she knows Lisa wouldn't want to say anything because she doesn't want to be wrong. And it's like, girl, stop lying, Jenny. Stop lying. It's not always that, okay? It's one thing to not want to say anything because you're wrong, but it's another thing for us to obviously see that you have information and you just don't want to share while everybody else is sharing their stuff, okay? So Jen Shah goes to see her attorney, right? She says she got a call from her husband's number, but it wasn't. So when she go to see the attorney, she lets us know. The whole time we thinking she got a call from her husband, it wasn't from her husband, right? It was somebody else on the other end, okay? And they were telling her as though they were talking to her as though, you know, her husband was in the hospital or something and she had to leave. So when she left, she was pulled over on the side of the road. And that's when she ended up getting, you know, arrested or whatnot. So I'm like, who called? Was it production? Did somebody get in touch with production and production ended up scooping you up? And like, how did that work? I guess. So then she says that she's really hurt because it's hurting her husband and her sons. And she wouldn't want to hurt them. And then I think she said something about the only thing she's guilty of is being a giving person or something like that. I do think that Jen has been a giving person, at least to her family. But at the same time, Jen, I can't say that you didn't do any of these crimes that they're accusing you of doing. And I mean, I'm interested to see how this is going to play out for you, Miss Girl, because you also like to do stuff and then hide your hands or do stuff and be like, I didn't do that. Who did that? That wasn't me. Nuh-uh. So, girl, you probably did this, child, but let's move on. So, Mary and Whitney. Whitney talks with Mary about the, you know, I guess they had like a little bonfire or something outside. They sat by the fire. So Whitney wants to talk to Mary, right? She didn't like that Mary told her that they weren't friends. And that's what I'm saying. Like, Mary be up here acting like she friends with these ladies, but she really not, as soon as like they may do something little like outside of what she wants, right? And I feel like, I mean, it wasn't even a big deal. You wanted Whitney to come dressed as a certain thing. Whitney did not come dressed at that thing. Oh, well, it's fine. But then you upset because she didn't answer your phone call. Now, maybe it could be like, unless Whitney always ignores you. But why you so mad at that particular moment that she didn't answer your call? Like, I don't understand Mary's beefs. Mary is weird to me. I'm sorry, Mary be weird. Some stuff don't be adding up. If y'all can clear it up and help me to understand, leave it down in the comments because I don't get it. Okay. So Mary says that Whitney hurt her by not answering the phone and that she doesn't listen to her. And Whitney wanted to know more details. Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean I don't listen to you? And then she goes on to tell her, like, girl, I'm not your child. Right. And then Mary says, thank God. Now, first of all, Mary was falling asleep on a girl when she was trying to talk to her. And Mary was like, well, I'm listening. No, go ahead. I'm listening, but you still going to sleep, girl. Anyway, so then Mary decides to remove herself because she didn't want to engage anymore in the conversation with Miss Whitney. And Whitney, I just feel like, I hate to say, I won't have no more conversations with Mary. I just wouldn't. Like, you don't want to talk to me. You be disrespectful to me. You don't like when I do this. You don't like when I do that. But I can't not like when you do something, girl. We don't have to talk. That's fine. That's okay. We could be cordial enough. Yeah, I don't want her. That's what I put. I was like, Mary is crazy, to be honest, and some of her issues don't always make sense. So I don't get it. But y'all can clear it up for me if you know. Moving on. So once Mary left, the lady started to speak on Mary and the members of her church, specifically Cameron. Lisa says people have to be able to trust her with sharing things, right? Because people are like, this is your good friend. You've been around him the most. Like, tell us what it is that you know. But she didn't want to say anything, right? So then Lisa gives them a hint, but won't say anything. She says, I think she enjoys having exclusive. No, I'm saying I think Lisa enjoys having exclusive info that the ladies don't have. But if the roles were reversed, she won't want to know it. She will want to know everything that they know. She won't like that. You know what I'm saying? So she drops a little nugget, then give them all. And then Meredith tells her that she needs the tea and needs it now. Stop beating around the bush, okay? And tell us what's going on. So then Lisa tells her that Cameron mortgaged his home and gave her like $300,000 or whatever, which was a mess. So that's what ended up happening. I think some more stuff ended up happening towards the end of the episode, but unfortunately, I did not catch it. I think it was some stuff probably dealing with Whitney or something. I can't remember. Maybe not. Maybe that was the last thing. Maybe that was the last thing that was said about him mortgaging. But why would he mortgage his home? Why did he do that? I want to know more details now. And then he mortgaged his home and gave her $300,000. How close, Cameron? How close were you to Mary to feel so comfortable to take that type of money out on your house to give to this woman over here? Mary don't even seem like she has even much of an ounce of control over anybody. Y'all should be able to see the weirdness coming right out the gate. So I need to know, are you upset that was a decision that you probably chose to make and she didn't ask you to make it, you gave it to her, and then now you want to sit over there and try and make it seem like she's a bad person when that was something you chose to do? Because I'm having a hard time believing that Mary influenced you that much for you to go and get a mortgage taken out or whatever it was, and giving this lady all this money. Like, that don't even make sense. But that's all I got, okay? Overall, the episode was cool for what it was. I enjoyed the round table of the ladies discussing Miss Jen. And I'm even more looking forward to the breakdown of the friendship between Lisa and Jen Child. But that's all that I got. I ain't got no more. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, honey. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.